So I'm shooting this. I have to clear out all my cards, which I'll probably do at work later. While I work on this, I'm just gonna shoot the breeze. Fortunately, my music's really loud. You can't hear it. I'm using my headphones. Listen to the Peppers again. Just rediscovered these. I mean, I never really listened to these guys originally. Apologies to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Kind of blew them off for some reason. But this music is so loud in my headphones, I had to keep lowering it. Now my ears will ring all day. That's the thing about the headphones. They really will fuck your hearing up. Loudspeakers much better if you have a good speaker. Do say, old man, do you have a good speaker? So yeah, I don't know how much memory I have on this thing. Probably not a whole lot. It's a big card, but I've been burning. So I find that if I try to upload, I'm going to try Wi-Fi uploads off my laptop, I guess, but when I try to upload off my internet with the Ethernet, it takes forever. However, seems like the transferring to the cell phone by NFC, that goes pretty quick. And for some reason, when I upload off my phone to YouTube, I guess it's doing a proxy video, so maybe losing some quality. But I don't really plan on retaining any of this stuff. I just, it's just a little bit of promotion, man. Just to keep me in your hearts and minds. But I'm satisfied. I really don't put a whole lot of... I mean, I have pretty good equipment for podcasting. And I do kind of want to do the live streaming thing. But I'm a painter, man. This shit takes forever to just do these goddamn paintings, man. So I don't really have that much time to spare. As a painter, every day I have to remember or remind myself, why do you do this shit? Well, once, because I'm addicted to making art. I just don't do that graffiti shit, I know a lot of people love it, but I kind of think that when you write on somebody else's creation, that'd be like somebody writing on my painting. I wouldn't dig that. I'd probably shoot them. Sorry, shouldn't have said that, but man, that would piss me off so bad if somebody started writing. So the same thing with buildings, man. People pay money to get their buildings painted. They own it, and then somebody comes and just desecrates their work. I don't get that, man. Same thing is when I see it on brickwork or stonework. Like, there's some nice old walls here, brick and stone, and people are just tagging the shit out of it. And even on the trail, Barton Creek, I used to stack rocks where I paint, but now everybody does it. And it's like, that looks like crap. When people stack oh yeah, you're able to balance some rocks, congratulations. You're a regular Egyptian pyramid builder, are you? By the way, my new theory is the pyramids were 3D printed by giant 3D printers. Don't tell anybody, I'm the first one to think of that concept. We have been visited. Early, I've been painting for a while now. I gotta get this thing out fast. Ah. Friggin' rocks, I tell you. They're a pain in the ass. Friggin' rocks. Just keep thinking of all the time somebody runs up and tells me they're they're an artist and I never see any of their work. I'm not really interested though. I'm only interested in the act of painting, really. So these are labors of love that I do. And while you might not appreciate them, I sure as hell do. Because I know all the joy I get out of this. Sometimes I go quiet because I'm actually trying to figure out what the hell is this shadow doing for me. These are kind of like light bluish little shadows here. Got a dish aspect to them. A little douchey aspect to them. These are some new cheap free brushes I got. Hope you like them. I know I do. I know I do. I'm a product of my language skills come from Gilligan's Island and just TV, man. Old movies. That mid-Atlantic artificial accent. There was actually a woman that would teach Hollywood stars to sound posh. Sort of English, but not really, darling, if you know what I mean. Have you ever been? Come with Raleigh. Raleigh, darling, Raleigh. Raleigh. I know a guy from New York that's like that. I won't tell you his name, but he's been one of my biggest clowner outers. Son of a bitch. He's in a wheelchair, so God bless him, but I guess he has some sort of animus towards me. Because I paint, and I think he wanted to be a painter. But, so like he actually, I was riding my bike by his house the other day. He calls me over and asked me if I would get on his, it's a 3-story building really, pitch roof to the max. And if I would go up there and do some artwork. And what kind of artwork? Well, there's a row of bricks up there that I want white. And the only the reason I was at his house is I had done him a favor before and he didn't understand I did a favor for him, but I painted his address for him in fancy letters. I thought it would be a cool little thing to do for this guy. But damn, that fucker isn't always giving me some kind of, always trying to get me to paint a stripe on some trim or some fucking shit. So, that guy's a dick. Sorry, you are. But that's cool. You tried to clown me out, so clown you right back out, motherfucker. Your brother was cool, though. Real cool. I understand your bitterness, I guess. But that doesn't give you the right to shit on me, brother. I actually had a cousin that was like exactly like you, so I know the psychology already. Passive aggressive. Oh well. I'll pray for you. I pray for my enemies. So if you want me to pray for you, you better become my enemy. Just kidding, man. I don't need no fucking enemies. You know, I really hate painting in my place because I can't get the light right. I mean, I'm using like, right now I've got 4 LED spots reflecting off my ceiling. That's why it looks so good. Let's review. Okay. See this? Haha. Wow. That was a sudden slip down move from the tripod. Kids, remember to button down your tripods. Make sure you screw down the screws. I've had one that was just leaning completely away one time because the legs weren't snapped in. I have another tripod that, man, you really gotta bolt those little sons of bitches down. Rebel, oh, anymore. It's so, so. So I did this painting of a French bulldog, and then someone else was acting or asking if I would do it, and I said yeah. And then so they were Instagramming me, and I gave them the old Instagram warning. I said, hey man, I'm pretty much the opposite of the populace here. And so it was like immediately they told me I can't be your friend, or I can't let anybody know that you're my friend. So I'm a crypto non-conformist, I guess. So I had to get this big giant photo to work from because it's longer. This is not the original. Yeah, but the canvas is because I started using the proportional dividers rather than my metric system plotting, which, by the way, don't ever do that in standard because it's a woof. You get a headaches doing fractions. I've done it, but I just end up estimating a lot of stuff. We have now moved on to Nirvana, but I don't want to hear that well, maybe. As good as that dude was with his music, he knew shit about fucking rock and roll. I mean, he made great rock and roll. The last good rock and roll, in my opinion. And, like, I'm spoiled, man, with the shit I grew up with. And yes, 70s music, superior by far to 80s, 90s, 2000 music. There's just a lot more of it, man. All this stuff is going to run again. So we're at 13:28. I don't really know if I need to do big giant videos. Like an hour. I guess I gotta approach it differently because I mean, I'm painting, so this morning was an easy setup. But I've got all these videos to review on my and I think they're already videos that I might have already uploaded. So I gotta take my charger to work today. Got to take my charger to work today. Sorry to say this, but I'm not really sorry to say this, but this woman was right here. This woman here thought she was the hot. But this woman was very well endowed and very good looking. She thought she was the only one out there, though. That was kind of a strange thing to see. I'm going to use a little stiffer brush. A wee bit stiffer brush, if you know what I mean. Jolly good, old man. Jolly good, old man. Hey, what's the big idea? Wow. It's such a runny black. Shit already got away from me, brother. Remember when Teen Spirit came out, I thought it was a complete, because Teen Spirit was, I think, a deodorant, right? And then there was Even Flow by the other. And I thought to myself, I said, hey, self, those are fucking everyday products. Even Flow, and I'm have to block that. Well, I just wanted to not lock it in. Not let it get away from me, though. I don't want to lose that drawing because that's pretty specific. Pero específico. Muy específico. Aquí tiene un poquito de café. El umber. El umber. Aquí hay también un poquito de cafecito. Un poquito de eso, sí. So I guess my full name is Ricardo Zubia Cansadilla. Is that getting caught? What are we at 20 minutes? Hear any farting sounds? Ah, man, sometimes when you get so lost in thought, you don't even know what you're doing as far as like outwardly exiting. Damn. I don't really want that to run either. Alright, let's hit that with a straight shot of white. Mains. Ah, so many little rocks I gotta paint on this son of a bitch. Look at it. Prepare to be mesmerized. Sometimes you just gotta reestablish something before you lose it. La gente, la gente. Unos cuantos de ustedes no sabían que ni hablaba español, ¿verdad? Cabrones putos. I don't, man. I really didn't speak Spanish. It was hard for me to speak Spanish as a kid because I couldn't hear right. I mean, people, it's like French. You try to learn French. Those people, garçon, what the fuck did you just say, motherfucker? Okay, there's two individual kind of calcium. This is just like a limestone, like a brown limestone looking. Well, it's all limestone, but I reckon it's all limestone. What am I? I'm not no Randall Kyle. I ain't no anthropologist, archaeologist, ufologist, politicianologist. Oh man. So I'm painting standing. It's really just superior to stand when you paint. But when you get in real tight detail, like when I was drawing, I had to sit because it just steadies you a little bit more for that part. But as far as the rest of this shit, you know, definite shadow there. A little bit of a shadow here. The man has a shadow. So this guy that's his girlfriend or his wife. This girl, I don't know who the hell she's with. Didn't seem like she was with anyone. Actually walked over and asked me why am I taking pictures of her. That's an ego, man. I won't have a healthy ego, I have to say. I'm so hot everywhere I go. Shit. But what would you do if you didn't have that happen? Right. Okay, I'm going in with a little Prussian blue. Right in here. It's dry rock, but it's getting a blue shadow. Oh, you'll know when it's wet rock. I'll make it look like a wet rock. I think I'm dumb. Why am I listening to this shit? Let's listen to some Helter Skelter. That's not shit. I love Kurt Cobain, but and I'm back. More volume, please. Blow those ears out. And tell me the answer, tell me the answer. Be a lover, but you ain't no dancer. Skelter. I had a former friend who's a big Yes guy. And he hates McCartney. He's got a hard on for, I guess, Tony Rabin, guy that was doing all that Yes shit. But that dude is good, but he's not a genius. can only imagine what that guy's. I used to torture him to see anything about the Beatles. So this is more of a gray in here. Where's that other little slit rock I was working on over here? No dancer. On the trail one time, this reminds me, I had this, she does a lot of, she paints fast as crap. And pretty good work. Does a lot of wildlife, but she's a hot girl. She's super hot. I mean, sorry to say this, but I'm not sorry to say it. It's just the truth. She's a really hot girl. And, so, I'm painting on the trail, and it's the only reason I know her is I don't know her from anywhere else. I wouldn't know her from a hole in the ground. Otherwise, except for she's a hot girl. Anyways, so but it looks like she comes from money because she's got all this. Where does a 22-year-old girl have all these rigs and I mean does hunting and has the whole 9 yards going? Like new clothes every day. Probably comes from an oil family. My guess is oil money. Anyway, she came up and inspected, I tell you, one of my paintings. And as I was working on it, and she just goes like, you paint really thinly. And I was like, okay. I guess she wanted some kind of impasto. Looking for the strokes, the brush strokes. Whatever her masters told her, whoever her art masters were. But that's why I don't give lessons. People ask me to give them lessons, and I tell them I don't paint like you think. I don't paint like you think you should be painting, or like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so anyway, this girl that came up and told me that thinning, she does a lot of murals and stuff, and looks like a lot of friends and family, but I think she's getting some renown. It's good for her. Problem with painting commission for someone is that if the idea is not rock solid good, your painting is going to look like shit. And believe me, there's a lot of people that have shitty fucking ideas for painting. I get a lot of, hey Rick, you should fuck that shit. You paint it. And they just say you should paint that. Like they don't know. Like immediately I'm going like boring or technical difficulty of that. For some reason my brush is just turning green, but it's probably that blue I used earlier. But that's a start. Okay, this video has gone on too long. Oh, nice bump. 30 minutes and 54 seconds. I think I've given you enough of my precious day for now. So we will turn it off before your very eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.